Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Revolution Pro makeup look, and I know I do so much makeup Revolution product like reviews, but it's because I love their makeup so much, and I think the quality of their makeup is just so good. Like, I like it better than some of the high-end things I own, so that's kind of telling you something. So I'm basically going to be doing a full face or nearly full face. I'm so upset because I literally lost my highlighter palette that cost £8. Like, I don't understand where it went. Like, I looked everywhere for it, and I never lose makeup because I always have it in one specific place, which is my makeup storage, and I've looked everywhere like about 10 to 15 times and I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm so upset because I really liked that highlighter palette and I wanted to put it in this video to show you guys how glowing I come out. And I did attempt to film this video before, and I can just remember it there, and then after that, like, I just don't remember seeing it afterwards. So I'm so upset, but we're gonna go on with the video. So it's not really a full face in first impressions because I don't have like any bronze or blush or anything, but I will be doing kind of like mainly a full face. I just like to address the fact that I have to have my fan on. It is literally like 30 degrees outside and I'm literally sweating so much. You can't see it, but I'm literally just, oh, I hate this weather. Like, I love sun, I love summer, but just not in the UK. It's just too sticky, too humid, so I have to have this fan on, and hopefully you guys can't hear it too much, but yeah, I would not be able to do this video without the fan on, or my makeup would literally be dropping off. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into the video. I'm going to first do one eye, so that I have one eye done, and I'm gonna do it for Instagram, and I'll come back and show you how I did it on the other eye. But yeah, I'm gonna go and do that, and then I'll be back. Also, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, stay tuned to see how the products come out on my face, and I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the rest of the video. Okay, so I've done one eye and I'm going to go on to the other one so that I don't have just one eye done, obviously. Duh. Okay, so the first product that I'm going to be using is this eyeshadow palette to do the eye look. The only reason I actually got this palette, if I'm being honest, is because they had no more palettes in stock, and I thought, oh my god, I do want a eyeshadow palette to review and to try out, so I was like, okay, let me just get it. But personally, it has not been my first pick of an eyeshadow palette because I already have so many shades like this in one like eyeshadow palette collection, and I just thought, oh, that's just more browns in my collection. However, it's actually a really pigmented palette, and if you're looking for like a very neutral but you can also create a smoky eye with it, then I definitely recommend this palette. Personally, it's not my favorite, but I do really like it, and this is what look I created with it today. Quite simple, just like the, you know, outer corner smoky and then like inner corner kind of shimmery. I just went with that. But yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it. Okay, so first of all, I started off with this shade right here. This is the shade Luxury, and I'm just gonna put this in my, no, I'm not even gonna start off with that. I'm gonna start off by doing my brows and my concealer first. Wow, Shanice, wow. Okay, so I have some concealer on my hand, so I'm going to be using that. Okay, so first of all, because I got really ahead of myself there, I'm going to be taking this brow product here. This is the eyebrow cushion, and they basically have this, and I think they have a pomade, but I decided to get the cushion. I'm not sure. They might have pomades, I'm really not sure. But yeah, so I got this eyebrow cushion, and this is in the shade medium brown. I thought it was the most closest to my brow colour from what I saw on swatches and stuff like that. But once you open it up like this, you basically have the cushion inside, and I've never ever tried an eyebrow cushion, so I decided to get this one over like the brow pomade. I'm pretty sure they have a brow pomade. If they don't, then that's embarrassing. But yeah, once you open it, it looks like this, and I think it's really cute how the packaging is kind of laid out. So I'm going to try to use this mirror, even though it's in quite an awkward position because you've kind of got to use the product as well. But I pretty much like how it turns out. It's quite natural compared to what I normally do. I normally go quite like, you know, in with my brows, but I guess it just stops you from going too crazy with your brows, I guess. And I basically just take an angled brush. Sorry, I need to sneeze there. I'm basically just taking that angled brush, and I'm just going to, I'm just outlining the brow. I'm just going to basically do my normal, I literally just effed up my brows already. Wow. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking their full cover camouflage, taking the full cover camouflage, I can't say it, So next I'm going to be taking the Full Cover Camouflage Concealer. I got this shade like way too light. I got C3 thinking that because my foundation shade would be C5, so my concealer shade would be C3, but this comes up so light on me considering I got this I think before I went to Jamaica, and then I got a tan and I'm like, oh. But yeah, I'm going to be using it anyways, and it kind of did work obviously from what you can see on this side. So I'm going to be using this to carve out my brow as well as use as a base for my eyeshadow. The only thing I don't really like about this concealer personally is because it's so thick, and yeah, I just don't like feeling a thick concealer on my face. I like it to be lightweight but still full coverage, and yeah, that's about it. And you definitely don't need much of this at all to get coverage. Like literally you can just take the tiniest bit possible and you'll get loads of coverage. Bearing in mind I've tried it on this side, so that's why I know that, just so you guys know. Like literally these products have been sitting in my drawer for like so long because I just haven't done the video. But I've used this brow product before because I was like, well, I've got to try one of them before the video, you know. Also, I would say if you don't blend it out straight away, it is very hard to blend. Like, I have to get a buffing brush and just blend out the rest because, like, yeah, it's just quite hard to blend after a while if you leave it for too long. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to set it, and I'm going to be using their pressed finish powder, and this is a translucent powder which looks like this when you open it up. I literally scratched down the middle and I'm so upset because I just love pretty packaging and then I've just kind of ruined it. It's very like white, so I'm scared that this might flash back on me. However, I do love the kind of sleek packaging. I love matte packaging, so this definitely does reach my standards with like the packaging. Okay, so finally actually moving on to the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be taking this crease shade from the Goldmine palette. This is the shade VIP, and I'm just going to take that in my crease. With this quite orange shade, and this is the shade Royalty, and I'm going to take this a bit lower in my crease than I did the transition. This orange is very pigmented. I like how it kind of just goes on very bright, but you can blend it out to be quite muted. I didn't realise how pigmented this was going to be, and I applied too much crap. Even though I did it on this side, I kind of didn't think about it, but it's very pigmented, this palette is. Okay, so I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is kind of like a burgundy shade, and it's called Gorgeous. I'm just going to take this on the outer corner of my eyes. And again, just taking out a clean brush to blend out the edges again. I love this burgundy shade. Like, I really want to create a look with just this shade because it's so nice and like warm tone. It's the shade Hollywood, and it's basically just a dark brown shade. And when I tried this on this side, it was quite patchy. I don't know if it's because of like the veining on my eyes, but I find that a very silly reason for why it would be. But yeah, just found it a bit patchy on the other side. However, I didn't get that from the other shades, so I was very confused when it was coming out quite patchy. Like, the other shades blend so nicely, so I'm very confused. I'm going to be taking this black shade in the palette, which is called Private Jet, and I'm going to be putting it in the same place that I put the brown, and basically just smoking it out how I did on this side. And this black is very pigmented, like literally the pigment is real. I'm just going to take a bit more of that same concealer by Revolution Pro, and I'm just going to kind of cut out the beginning of my eyelid. And the last shade that I'm going to be taking is the shade Money Honey, and I'm going to be placing this all over my lid. I'm going to apply some lashes, and these ones are by Amazon, but I always wear these. I love Amazon lashes. Okay, so moving on to the face, I have a primer here, which is the Radiant Peach Primer. I did see the other primers, but I decided not to go for them because I have a lot of illuminating primers, and then I don't like matte primers, so I decided not to go for that one. So this is the one that popped to me most because it's a brightening primer, and I love to be brightened, so I thought, why not just go for this one to try and kind of venture out of my, you know, phase of illuminating primers. But then of course I do love illuminating products, so I had to go and buy the foundation mixer illuminating drops. So I'm going to mix these together because why not? And like, ugh, I don't want to put any makeup on because it is so hot. But oh my god, it is leaking. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Because the weather is so hot, my primer is literally leaking. Okay, so I don't know what to do there because it's literally leaking like crazy. Okay, so I just put what I could on my face. It's just like literally everywhere. But I'm going to be taking, I've got it all in my hand. I'm just going to be taking the illuminating drops now, and I'm kind of just going to apply them anywhere as well. I'm just going to apply these on my cheekbones. Nothing is coming out. So I'm just going to blend all of those in with my Real Techniques buffing brush. Oh, that feels so nice on the skin, especially mixed together. I'm purposely not putting a lot on my forehead as well because I don't want to sweat it all off. I don't see too much of a difference from the primer. However, it did brighten a little bit, so I guess it did its job, and the illuminating drops are actually very good. I didn't put much on, so I can't really say completely, but it definitely did illuminate, so it did its job. Okay, so the next product that I have is the Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation, and already know from here this makeup look is going to go literally so bad because I got F5 thinking this is going to be my perfect shade. No, it is way lighter than the actual concealers, so I kind of messed up with the shade. And then I decided, why not buy the darkening drops? So I got the darkening drops and we're going to try that out. I don't know how it's going to go, but we will see. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on my hand now. This is what, everything is just leaking because of this weather. I can't deal. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the foundation there. That's how light it is. Like, that is not even a concealer shade. Okay, so I'm just going to take the darkening drops that I got, and I'm kind of just going to apply one drop because I don't know how dark they come out. Okay, so I just mixed it in, and no joke, but my foundation has just turned grey. Is that meant to happen? Like, it's grey. I can't put that on my face. So I'm going to have to use my foundation as a concealer and then use another foundation, I think, because I can't. I'm going to use what I mixed of the foundation under my eyes because there's no way that I can just use this as a foundation, because I did really want to try this foundation. So we're just going to apply it on the eyes and see. Oh, this coverage is actually good, I'm not even joking. It feels quite thick on the face, like I can feel everything on my face, but the coverage is amazing, so I guess that kind of makes up for it. Oh, I can really feel it on my face. But guys, this coverage, dark under eyes have literally disappeared. I'm sad that I got the wrong shade because literally it would have been good to try this all out, but I just can't. It's way too light, way too light. Personally, I love the illuminating drops, but I do not like these darkening drops just because it literally turned my foundation grey, and luckily I only put one drop in, or I literally would have been looking like, I don't know what, charcoal. You can tell how ghostly I look right now, but we're going to mix it with my normal foundation so I don't look like that anymore. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to attempt to use this translucent powder under my eyes, but I did see that I came up very light on my eyes, so I guess it's going to leave a white cast. So hands down, if you're any darker than me, this powder is going to literally flash back on you so bad. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera right now, but the flashback is real. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that out because it is very light on my skin, and I'm just going to do my bronzer and everything like that, and then I'll come back and let you guys know what I thought overall of all the products that I've tried so far. Okay, so because I lost the highlight palette that I got from them, which I'm really upset about, I'm going to be using a eyeshadow from my eyeshadow palette that I got from them, and I'm probably going to take this shade here, which is called Bling, and it's basically just like a champagne-y whitish shade. I guess I'm just going to apply that to my cheekbones. I always do use eyeshadows a lot, so I know that I'll like that. Oh, that is cute. I love using eyeshadows for highlight, but I did try out the highlight palette before I lost it, and it is so good. I definitely recommend that because it's literally blinding. However, it is quite shimmery, so if you don't like that shimmery effect, then I wouldn't recommend it for those reasons. But yeah, I'm just really upset that I lost that highlight palette because it was so good. I'm gonna apply some eyeshadow underneath my eyes as well to kind of balance everything out. And because I didn't get a lip colour from Revolution Pro, I'm going to use my Soph X Revolution lipstick, and this is in the shade Cake. I haven't used it since I put it in the video that I haven't used it since I reviewed it, so I'm going to use it today because it's actually such a beautiful nude shade. At the end of my makeup look using Revolution Pro makeup products, I'm still so annoyed. The highlighter palette, oh my gosh, like that's really bugging me right now. If I'm being totally honest, not everything that I got, and if I could have got other things I would have. For example, these darkening drops, I just don't enjoy these. I did see bad reviews, but I thought I'll try it out for myself because you never know until you try it yourself. These just made me look great, and it didn't. I've never tried darkening drops before, so I was really happy to try these ones, but now I'm not so happy to try any other darkening drops at the moment because I just don't know if I like these ones. I did also get these glitter pressed eyeshadows, and I have tried them out in another look before this, and I put it up on Instagram, so make sure to go check me out on Instagram, which is just my name, Shanice Witter. And it's a rainbow look that I did for Pride Month. And yeah, I'm going to be doing another look using these, but I thought I wouldn't use these, and I used the eyeshadow palette today, and I really love how the eyeshadow came out. However, there was just a couple of shades that came out a bit patchy, but besides that, this is a really good kind of like smoky eye palette if you did want one. Also, I do think the concealer is quite thick for the coverage that it gives. I mean, if you're having a super thick concealer, then I would want it to be like totally amazing, and this didn't like blow me away, but I do think it is a good concealer, and if you were looking for a concealer to carve out your eyeshadow and your eyebrows, then I think this is the perfect one for you. And I didn't really get to try out the foundation very much because of like the darkening drops not helping me out, but it is a really good full coverage foundation. If you are looking for a full coverage foundation, this is the one. Like, it is literally so full coverage. My under eyes literally are fab, but it's just the powder which is here. I wouldn't recommend this for anyone with darker skin because it's literally just gonna create such a white cast under your eyes, because it did with me. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but that's what it did. But I really love the illuminating drops and the primer mixed together. These are such a good combination, so I'll definitely be using this again. Let me know down below what you guys think of the look. I don't think it's the best look. I feel like first impressions never ever turn out well because you're trying out new products that you're not used to. So that's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to let me know if you have any Revolution Pro products and what you guys like down below. Make sure to like as well, and make sure to subscribe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.